So guys, let's jump right into it. Here's everything you need to know about being there.
Being There was released widely in the U.S. on February 8, 1980, after its New York premiere on December 7, 1979. In just 5 days from this episode's release, it will be 42 years old.
So you're talking about the 42-year-old version?
You don't think it?
No, I'm saying not the 40-year-old version, the 42-year-old version.
I'm saying you don't think that it has had coitus?
No, I don't. All right, films released off the couch. Films released in February of 1980. Peter Sellers' old friend Pink Panther was in Pink Panther in Pinks.
Sylvester Stallone went cruising.
Steve Martin special, Comedy is Not Pretty.
And Richard Gere in American Gigolo.
Not Gigolo, but Gigolo.
Okay, let me take that back.
Somebody don't know.
All right, Richard Gere in American Gigolo.
Richard Gere in American Gigolo?
Well, make up your mind what you want to do with the G, America.
That's what she said.
Richard Gere in American Gigolo.
There we go, Dave. That public school education working out just fine. The Fog blew in February. I would F up after that. The Fog blew in on February 8th.
And Caligula with Malcolm McDowell.
So you got the hard word right.
Oh, I know all about Caligula.
I bet you do. Now, Jerry Kosinski wrote the screenplay based on his own novel. Also, if you didn't know this, rest in peace. Jerry passed away in May 1991 at the tender early age of 57, 3 years before you want to check out.
Yeah, I didn't see any details about his death, but Nick brought it up in the interview. It was pretty tragic if what he said was correct. I haven't had a chance to look into that yet. Robert C. Jones was an uncredited writer on Being There and one hell of an editor in general, working on productions such as It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, I Love You, Alice B. Toklas.
Don't forget, if your hair is dirty, he's also in Shampoo. And one of my favorite blackface films featuring from the 70s, See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
You have a lot. Is there a lot of blackface films from the 70s that you like?
No, more so 60s, 50s. But before you go back to where you go black.
Step to the music. Stop.
He also edited Days of Thunder, The Babe.
Yes, Bullworth. And if you did not know this, yet again, rest in peace. Robert passed away in February 2021 at the age of 84, 1 year after I wanted to check out.
Yeah, this is there's going to be a fair warning, spoiler alert. There's going to be a lot of in memoriams throughout this episode. I guess it just
for multiple reasons, which we will not discuss now.
I mean, when something was made in 1979, you cannot cheat Father Crime Time.
Tell Betty White that.
I can't. She couldn't cheat Father Crime Time.
She did, though.
Only for a little bit of time. So she got 99.
You
Father Crime Time.
You bastard, and that's the worst language I'm going to use on this episode.
Being There was directed by Hal Ashby. His directorial debut was 1970's The Landlord.
And if you didn't notice, he's actually followed that up with one of the most announced films, or people talking about it all the time, even though I know they haven't seen it, Harold and Maude.
And he also did The Last Detail.
And every time you write a note for me, I'm right back at Shampoo again.
Hal passed away in December of 1988. Ironically, the last feature he completed was called 8 Million Ways to Die, starring Jeff Bridges and Rosanna Arquette, and was actually written by Oliver Stone.
Now, if you use your peepers, if you look closely in Being There, just before Chance's TV appearance, you can catch Hal making a cameo. He's the bearded man at the filing cabinet in the newsroom, and not to be confused with the bearded man at the circus.
Being There stars Peter Sellers as Chance. Rest in peace. He passed away at the age of 54, just 5 months after Being There's release in July of 1980.
Shirley, don't call me Shirley MacLaine as Eve.
Melvin Douglas is Benjamin. Rest in peace, August 1981.
Jack Warden as President Bobby, R.I.P. He did pass away in 2006. This is you called it.
Yeah. Richard Dysart as Dr. Allenby. Rest in peace, April 2015.
Richard Basehars as Valdemar
Skrapanov.
R.I.P. He did pass away, unfortunately, in September 1984. Being There was his final film.
Ruth Attaway as Louise. Rest in peace, September 1987. Being There was also her final film.
I'm so glad I didn't get cast in this. David Clennon as Thomas.
Fran Brill as Sally.
Denise DeBerry as Johanna. Rest in peace. She left us about March of 2019.
And Oteil Burbridge as Lolo, the kid with the message for Raphael.
You got that, boy. Check it out.
And he'd go on to become the bassist of the Allman Brothers.
All right, now if you don't know this, the production dates. Right. Oh, it's not 6 yet. All right. Production dates. Production went from January to April in 1979 in various locations across North Carolina, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and the good old state of California.
And as you'll find out when we talk to Nick McLean later, the mansion used in the film is called the Biltmore Mansion, supposedly haunted, though Nick debunked that. But you can still visit the mansion today for yourself in Asheville, North Carolina.
All right, budget and income. On a budget of $7 million, it has a current worldwide gross of over $30 million, which is sad. Dave, take us away with number 8.
Number 8, being where? Peter Sellers included a clause in every contract that he signed stipulating that his accommodations must include a bed that faced east to west. In the film, Chance says, "I like to sleep with my head facing north," to which the attorney responds,
But this is facing west.
What is facing west?
The bed.
Number 7, North Carolina. The orchestra on the TV at the beginning of the film is the North Carolina School of the Arts Orchestra, conducted by Nicholas Harsigny, who actually moved from North Carolina to right here in Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, the year that Being There premiered, and he founded the Tallahassee Symphony, which he conducted until he passed away from a heart attack in July of 1987. Rest in peace.
Henry B. Dawkins, who played Billings, the X-ray technician, really was an X-ray technician. In the 1990s, he was the head of the radiology department at Asheville Technical Community College, one of Being There's shooting locations. Number 6, One Simple Gardening Muse. The character of Chance was inspired by Peter Sellers' gardener in real life. Stephen Stills would later buy Sellers' Brookfield house and be inspired by the same man, writing a song about him called Johnny's Garden.
Number 5, Listworthy. Being There made AFI's top 100 favorite films list, coming in at number 26, ranked slightly funnier than There's Something About Mary at number 27, and Ghostbusters at number 28. Fun fact, Ghostbusters 2 did not make the list. Being There also made Steven Schneider's list of 1001 movies you must see before you die. It is number 674. Ghostbusters was number 739. Ghostbusters 2 was not on that list. Being There is also on Roger Ebert's Great Movies list. It's a list of nearly 400 films. Ghostbusters 2 didn't make that one either. Being There has also made the Criterion Collection, Spine 864. Ghostbusters 2 is not a part of the Criterion Collection.
All I can say about that is, hey, everybody doesn't have good taste. All right.
People don't, apparently.
James MCD. All right, number 4, Being There. Here are some of the casting calls surrounding the film. Dave, take us away.
Neil Simon was considered for Chauncey Gardner.
Lance Kessler was considered for Benjamin Rand.
And Peter Sellers' then-wife Lynn Frederick was originally signed on for a part in the film, but her psychiatrist advised them not to work together.
We can do a whole episode on that alone.
Number 3, Almost There in Being There. And this is as close to you'll get it to sexual innuendo. Shirley MacLaine's masturbation scene was shot 17 times. Laurence Olivier was offered the role of Benjamin Rand, but turned it down after reading the completed script, saying he didn't want to be in a film where Shirley MacLaine has to masturbate. Which makes me wonder, was it specifically Shirley MacLaine's masturbation? Would he have signed on if someone else were masturbating?
I think it's the latter. It was just like, listen, if I'm going to watch somebody masturbate 17 times, it's not going to be Shirley MacLaine.
It's damn well going to be Peter Sellers.
All right. Hey, I'll be back and going to get warned. Number 2. All right, Peter Wood. Peter, okay. All right, okay, Peter Wu. Peter Sellers patented the voice of Chance after his idol, Stan Laurel, which completely debunks my connection of him taking it away from Mr. Rogers. Freaking liar. Where'd you get this from, IMDb?
Yes. Sellers was nominated for the Best Actor Oscar, but ultimately lost due to what some believe was the inclusion of outtakes at the very end of the movie, of which Sellers himself would later say broke the spell of the movie. He repeatedly requested the producers to remove the outtakes from the version of the film that was submitted to Cannes. They did not. However, the film finally premiered in Sellers' home of the UK the month that he passed, and the outtakes were removed.
Yeah, we'll speak on that later. That's a little bit of foreshadowing. All right. Now, another thing you may not know, to see, he prepared for the role of Chance by recording his voice over and over and over and over again, trying different styles and tones. The blank style he ultimately landed on was very listen, it was a deliberate choice. Let's just call it that.
Rumor has it that Sellers, dissatisfied with his youngest child's reaction to the film during a private screening, allegedly poured his soft drink over her. Her reaction was described by him as, quote, average enthusiasm, and that's just unacceptable. You get the soft drink and all that.
I feel like you do that out of line. I see it.
I respect him.
I respect how you feel as a black man. All right.
As a white man, I appreciate that.
The inscription, "Life is a state of mind," on Rand's tomb, and also the last line in the movie are inscribed on Peter Sellers' own tomb. Talk about life you know what I was.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't have my word levels together yet.
Number one.
Art imitating life, life imitating art. I'm lazy. I'm there.
You got there.
I'm there. So did Shirley MacLaine after 17 times.
It was allegedly.
Yeah.
Number one, Sellers selling. This was a passion project for Peter Sellers. It took him nearly 9 years to get a studio to make Being There. His career was at a low in the 70s and no studio would work with him. But after the success of a series of Pink Panther films, Lorimar Pictures greenlit the project. Sellers successfully lobbied for the lead role by sending a telegram to the novel's author, Jerzy Kosinski, with the message reading, "Gardner available for work." He told Jerzy, "You don't understand. I am Chance Gardner."
And I agree with that 1,000,000%. Nobody else could have played Chance Gardner.
I would very much have to agree as well.
Maybe Chevy Chase, maybe, but nah. Chance, yeah, he's Chance Gardner.